I usually don't come on this late, but I wanted to make sure that I got these stories in my video collection. So we're going to be talking today about Wendy Williams quitting her show. We're going to talk about Porsha Williams quitting her show, and then we're going to talk about Nene Leakes possibly replacing Porsha. These are some pretty tough stories. So let me go ahead, play my intro, allow more people into the room, and then we'll get right into it.
Hi guys, how are you?
Okay, guys, let's get right into it. Let's start out with this Wendy Williams story. This story, I've been following it for a while. Well, we all know Wendy is going through a difficult time. And when I tell the story, I like to say it with care and trying not to be judgmental because she is really going through it. Okay, so today I believe it's the Sun. I have the Sun article up right here, and maybe Radar Online are reporting that Wendy's getting ready to quit her show. Okay, and that she's just not into it anymore, and she's doesn't have time for it. Let me tell you what's being reported. The rumors behind the scenes is it's the other way around. Her show was supposed to start on October 4th, and they were going to shoot a couple of early pre-recorded shows. I believe it was a couple days ago. They had the studio audience in, and everyone was waiting for Wendy, and she was an absolute no-show. So they had to cancel that show. The rumors are she's nowhere near ready to come back to work, but she wants to come back. But executives are saying they don't even want to put her on there for her to not come back again. It's just really sad. The rumor was that she had COVID. No, it wasn't even a rumor. They made an official announcement that she had COVID. And I was like, COVID, that just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And then there was some pictures that surfaced that showed her smoke vaping. And if you had COVID before, it affects your lungs. So that story is debunked. Her vaping kind of debunked that. I was being told that there were 2 suicide attempts allegedly. She's been drinking, and she still have substance abuse problems, and of course she still has the broken heart. Also, this rumor going around that her son Kevin is showing her tough love, and he's not talking to her. That rumor's been going on for the longest. That just didn't happen recently with this last set of issues that she's having. That's been going on for a long time. He's been showing her tough love according to the rumors, and it's hard to deal with. How do you deal with substance abuse? And he's still a young man and probably doesn't have the coping skills. It's a lot. So and then we hear the rumors that the networks are looking for someone else. It's just sad. um Whether she quits the show, which I don't think she's going to do, I don't think this show is coming back. And I'm going to say this in the kindest way, and it's just my opinion, and I'll let a couple of you come up and tell your opinion. She doesn't need to go back to the show. Not now. Take care of your issues first. Get out of the public eye, in my opinion. And that does not mean I don't like or respect her body of work. I like Wendy Williams. I respect her body of work. She's worked a long time and very hard. She worked very hard for her career. But career should always come second, in my opinion. We'll talk about it later, to addiction, mental health, and family problems. And what more does she need to prove to us? We know she is a legend in the game. We know She's the queen of daytime television. I would go out on top. And then come back when I'm ready. When I'm healthy and I'm ready, I would come back. That's just me. But in the meantime, you've got all these people that you're responsible for their livelihood. You have a network that's sweating. Oh my God, what are we going to do? When you have people show, when you're a no show, it's just a bad situation. With that being said, I respect Wendy. We all have problems. I'm not judging her, not one bit. I'm just saying what she's going through and what I'm being told and what they're reporting. And it feels like to me she needs to take a long break. I think when you go in for substance abuse, I think at least at the minimum is at least 30 days. I'm going to bring Canelo up later. We'll talk about that. It's just been a couple days. It's not, you're not healed. So, in my opinion. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about next? This Porsha Williams thing. Okay, so Andy Cohen just came out. I think it was yesterday. Where's that article? Here it is. Uh, yes, a couple days ago, saying that he had faith that Porsha Williams was going to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 14. I did a report on this. I said if Porsha leaves that show, it would be on her own. It's no secret that the rumors is she didn't want to come back to the chaos and that she was putting all of her eggs in one basket and she was betting on this what do they call it? 6 to 8 episodes of a spinoff that they gave her. She's betting on that becoming her full-time job. She doesn't really want to go back. And but she wants to make it a family friendly spinoff. I don't think that's going to work. I would love to watch Porsha in all of her shenanigans if it was drama. If it's going to be a family friendly show, no. So I think that quitting was a shock to the network. She's supposed to be over in Nigeria right now with her fiance. I almost said boyfriend. But she released this statement this morning on her social media and letting us know that she will not be returning to the upcoming season. Also, I really think that Portia has an open invite to always come back to Atlanta once she wants to. She has a non-compete clause, and correct me, don't mark my words. I think it's like a year and a half. She can't do any other reality TV. I just think she wants to focus in on this uh, eight series documentary is what they're calling it, and she wants to make it a full-time spinoff. But this is what she announced to everyone today on social media, and you guys know I'm blind as a bat. After 10 life-changing, gratifying, incredible years, it is finally time to begin my next chapter. Next season, I will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. She didn't talk about this spinoff. This was a difficult decision, not only make, but also come to terms with. It's one I have to put it's one I have to put a lot of thought into, and because of that, I know it's the right one. I want to thank Bravo, Truly Original, and Andy Cohen for this opportunity, and all the show producers, editors, and assistants for working tirelessly every day to create our show. I have so much fun and endless gratitude for my Bravo family and supporters. You have made the past decade a truly special one where I've dealt with unbelievable highs and unbelievable lows. And I can honestly say I would not have made it through some of them without the unconditional love and support I have gotten from all of you. Don't worry though, I will be back on your TV very soon. She's talking about that docu-series, that's what they're calling it. I can't wait to share all of my exciting new endeavors with the world, beginning with the release of my memoir, The Pursuit of Portia, out on November 16th. As for the rest, you'll just have to wait and see. Love you. I think that this docu-series, whatever she's calling it, is going to turn into a full-on, okay, that's Perry, spinoff, if it's interesting. If not, because remember, Atlanta has to come through this season with the numbers. It has to come through with the numbers, or it's a done deal. Those ratings were so low last year, and the Bravo's getting pressure from the network because remember the other franchises are not doing as good except for Potomac and Beverly Hills, so they are under pressure to bring up the ratings for Atlanta. And don't forget, Atlanta was their number one rated show for a long time. So now the rumors are that Nene's going to return. And these rumors were out before Greg's passing. And after Greg's passing, and remember, she had all of these stipulations according to the rumors. And one of the stipulations is she didn't want Cynthia to return. After Greg's passing, I thought, well, maybe she's not going to do it anymore. And this is my opinion. We'll talk about it. I'll bring up some more calls. In my opinion, a guaranteed success that Atlanta brings up its ratings this season is if they bring back Nene Leakes. We got to give her credit where credit's due. Did Nene get really defensive at times? Was she hard to deal with? Yes. We don't know what kind of pressure she was under. You know, she said every time she came on the show, every time a new person came on the show, they came for her. Listen, being in the hot seat, as AT2 call it, is not easy. Plus, she was dealing with her husband being sick the first time. And all of this, you're in this pressure bowl with arguing every day. But let's go back to when Atlanta first started. Nene was a diamond. Her basic personality is great. You know, when she's not arguing and all that stuff, she's just charming. And so now that Greg has passed, she came on yesterday. And listen, I liked Nene before, but she's going through something similar that I'm going through right now, which is I have a family member that is in ICU right now. It's only a matter of days before we lose her. It's not easy. And I noticed that her new route right now is to work through it. She said that it was peaceful, his passing. She said let me get her exact words up here, what she said. She said the last 5 days before his passing was really beautiful. It's like she came to terms with it. I feel like she knows this is a new chapter in her life. She came on her Instagram this morning. She was almost like the old Nene. Let me play.
Welcome everyone. We are live with Dr. Stanley Okoro and the very fabulous Miss Nene Leakes. Hey everyone.
Hi guys.
We're going to be answering all of your burning plastic surgery questions. Yes, everybody loves you. I love you, Nene. That's what everybody's saying.
People love you.
People love you.
And you too.
Yeah, literally.
I feel like working for her right now will put her in a good place because it's very hard to deal with, losing a loved one, and work gets you through it. I feel that all of the women came to support her when Greg's passing. So I think if she goes back on that show, all of that animosity that they had built up will be gone. And I think it could bring a season 1 feel if she comes back. I think that the rumors are good rumors, and I hope that they're true, that she does come back. Even so, remember, Cynthia did not go to the funeral, but they reconnected later. And I was really shocked. I was like, why isn't Cynthia there? I could see her being in her feelings and then realizing, this is bigger than, arguing and fussing and jobs and stuff like that. So I think that if she came back on that show, it could have a season 1 feel again. Let's bring up my buddy Canelo. Hey, Canelo.
Hey, baby.
Let's talk about Wendy first.
I agree with you. Remember when I first came on and you let me come on when I first started calling in? I told you I boycotted the show because of what she was going through. And we all knew she had a little substance. We knew she still had substance abuse because she did come on the show and she did say that. She didn't say that she, was still using, but she did say she was in the rehab,
right,
going through, everything. Then we have to remember the passing of her mother, gave her some more, feelings.
Oh,
And
hold on. I didn't see AT2 here. Hold on.
oh,
Hey, AT2.
Hey,
what's
what's
going
up,
on?
Camilla? What's up, Sharrell?
How you
I
doing,
didn't
my
see you.
friend?
Good.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Canelo.
And I was just saying that I agree that she needs to take some time, because if she comes back too soon, we're gonna have what she had when Kevin came out, when she passed out those a few years back, and we're gonna have a rotating of people coming in, subbing for her. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy most of those people, but I love Wendy more. She gives off something that nobody else can do. So for somebody to come and take over her show, no, she just don't need to come back right now. And she really have not had that much time to grieve.
I know. I know.
So she needs to stay gone for a while.
What do you think about that, AT2? What do you think about Wendy?
I agree with that. I think that at this point, the show maybe needs to go on an extended hiatus, and maybe I wouldn't say end it, because I feel like she needs the show just for her own mental capacity. I feel like she needs it, but definitely I feel like it needs to go on a hiatus, and maybe just play the reruns. I know they did a while ago. She was sick, and they had like special different hosts and stuff like that, guest hosts, but I wouldn't even do that. I would just keep the show on a hiatus, so that way people are wanting to see Wendy, and then when she come back, it's a big thing. I don't think they should do a guest host spot or anything.
But if you put it on a hiatus, she's not solving the problem.
Which is true.
You've got people to take care of. They have families and livelihoods to take care of. She needs to walk away, in my opinion, because these problems are not getting resolved. And work. Oh, here's Andrea. Hold on. Hi, Andrea.
Hey,
and work is not helping anybody. Oh, 2 more weeks, 30 days, 60. No.
Yeah, because
what more does she have to prove to us?
We had that when she, when the whole scandal of Kevin came out, we had her gone for like 4 months. She left, and then she came back on the show. She had the broke arm, and people were still worried about their jobs back then. And then she was gone for 4 months. So I would say either bring Nick Cannon, bring Kiki Palmer, or somebody to sit in that seat until she gets herself together.
Well, Nick Cannon's going to have his own show.
Yeah, he has his own show now.
So he's out the picture. And what I think they're going to do is the network's going to replace that show with Wendy's show. And I just feel, am I being mean, Andrea, if I say it's time to walk away?
Oh, no. You know what? How can Wendy help anybody else when she can't help herself?
And that's true.
And I think that she needs to go away for a year and get herself some real therapy. If you have to go out of the country, leave the United States and go and get you some real therapy. Because I'm going to tell you something. But she never got over Big Kev and that baby.
Nope, she didn't.
When that baby came around, that is the point that took her over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And she haven't got rid of that. And I think she needs to go ahead and get some help. But the sad thing about it, you guys, that you could tell that Wendy had no friends. She had no girlfriend to tell her, said, baby girl, you need to get some help. Nobody, really there to tell her that.
Yeah, because
like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm surprised her sister hadn't jumped in and said anything about it.
We don't know what she said. She could have. We don't know.
That's probably true.
If you got a good girlfriend and your good girlfriend see that you in some trouble, they gonna come out and say, baby girl, you need some help. But I think Wendy needs to go away for a year. If it takes 2 years, and get her some really good therapy help in-house.
Yeah.
In-house.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about Nene returning? Is she ready? Will it be like season 1? Go ahead, ATT. You go first.
No, I don't think Nene should return. I think it's kind of like with Wendy Williams. She's in a vulnerable spot. I think putting in 2 things. She's in a vulnerable spot right now, and it's gonna be awkward if the girls like go after her or say something, because then people are like, "Oh, look at you!" They're gonna look like the bad guy automatically. Like, I would not want to go after a Nene Leakes if I was on that show in her vulnerable state right now. I would not want to do that. It just doesn't look good.
Do you think that
However,
they would go after her after coming together and supporting her during Greg? You think that it will turn back into that?
maybe like the new people that they have on the show that don't know her, I could see them doing it. I don't see like
But
the
Candy,
experience.
Candy, Kenya.
You see
Correct.
Candy.
No. I was just saying those are the ones that won't go after her.
Oh.
The people
Yeah,
I'm
the
naming, they
newer
won't go after her.
ones, they
Trying
don't
to
have
The
any
new ones.
attachment to her, so I don't think they would care. But I think what would solve the issue, what would make it better, is if she was like an executive producer or even hosted like an after show or something like that. I think they need to give her a title because she was, if I remember correctly, she was the one that jump started Housewives of Atlanta. And so I think, you know, just like with Mariah, whatever their contracts are, somehow they gave the rights to Bravo, and that's how they're able to control the shows. But it's all like maybe on the back end, if they make it right, like make her executive producer, even host the reunion instead of, I mean, I think at this point, you know, Andy has done the reunions and stuff. We need somebody else in there. I think
You
like
want Nene Leakes to host the reunion?
I don't think that's a
they owe
good
it to her.
idea.
They owe it to her. They
Well,
owe it to her at this
owe her
point.
something. You know, Bethany Franco, they're asking her to come back, and she's asking for EP credit.
Yeah.
So you're
Just don't come
saying-
back and just be a regular castmate. No, ask for, demand something to make them respect you. Or like, you know, right now, you know, the network might be feeling sorry for Nene right now and be like, oh, let's go ahead and get her. But who's to say in the next couple of years, they go like, oh, well, we don't care. We're going to go ahead and toss you out. No, make sure you get some kind of deal, some kind of credit. You look at your contract.
I have a better idea. Nene needs a spinoff. We want to see what her life's going to be like now that she's in a new chapter.
Right, right.
But you know, she said Greg told her that when he passed, he wanted her to go on in life.
Don't make me cry. He did say that. It's just
Yeah. And
it's just so we need. Oh, okay.
And that's gonna hurt me too because he was the main reason why I love when Nene was on the show. He was the main reason, and by him not being there, it's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so hard for, you know, the Greg fans who wanted to see him come through with, you know, his crazy antics, his inspirational, you know, speeches.
Yeah, Greg was wonderful.
And without him on there, it's gonna feel so. And then, you know, and I agree with AT right about now when it comes to her being on the show. You know, she's still in a vulnerable spot. If she was to, they throw them cameras in her face right now, she'll probably be able to handle it. But then when the tension start to escalate,
right?
You know, we know how dirty she can get, and then now she doesn't have her husband. She's going through grief. Right. We don't know how bad that's gonna get. But I do think it will be a good thing for her to at least come on to get, you know, maybe a friend to the show, or like what
friend to the show. Friend to the show.
Like you said, you know, either friend to the show or get EP credits.
Spinoff,
or, you know, something
right,
to just
something like that.
Just so that way when she comes back, you know, she decides to come back to ATL full time, she would have got through the grief. Yeah, it may be still painful, but she's through it, and she can, you know, give us what she always has been giving us.
And next question: do we think Porsha could pull off a family-friendly show?
I love Porsha, but no. I love Porsha.
You guys are so wrong.
Nobody want to watch that.
No, it's because, you know, as much as I hated when her and Kenya used to go backwards and forth.
Oh, I've been missing
Porsha was really, really good on the show. And, you know, during season 9, I could not stand Porsha for what she did to Candy. But she got back on my good side season 11. I love her. But I cannot. I'd probably give her 2 episodes. If it ain't good, I'm turning. I'm sorry.
I have a feeling that her new show probably doesn't have any drama or excitement. Yeah. And that's why she doesn't want to go back to the Housewives, because she has to get down in the gutter with the ladies. And so I'm assuming that since she doesn't want to get down in the gutter with the ladies, this show, this spinoff show, is going to be like a family, the family-friendly show, and it's not going to be that exciting or entertaining. I highly doubt they're going to talk about how her and Simon got together, the backstory. It's probably moving on. It's probably skipped that part,
Yeah.
and then they're going to say they met at a club or something like that. They're going to pretend like we don't know what really happened.
Right, but you know what? I bet you he's gonna be a part of the show.
Definitely.
Oh, she's gonna be a part of the show. Definitely. She may still be a friend to the show. She may be, her and Marlo's still going at it, but she may be somebody's friend to the show. She may be Candy's.
I bet he's gonna be in her show.
Simon.
Oh, Simon. Yeah. And what I was gonna go ahead, Miss Andrea.
I think what she's trying to do, she's trying to have a family show. That's what she's trying to do.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna watch that.
What
Let's
I
bring
was
up some more opinions. Yeah, we don't
What I
want to
was
watch
gonna
that.
say is before somebody else say something, let me tell y'all, she's gonna get a lot more ratings than that Tardy for the Party did. I'm quite sure. Nobody's gonna change the channel when Porsha come on. But when they see their Kim Zolciak, oh my God, they explode their TVs. I trust me. They would change that channel so quick.
Yeah, didn't that Tardy for the Party get like 10 seasons or something like that?
Eight seasons. Terrible.
Eight too many.
Eight too many.
Look, I only watched one episode. The very first.
Lola, your opinion on Wendy first.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe you guys can like guide me through this. I'm in my 20s still, but for the life of me, maybe I'm just made of something different. I cannot imagine falling apart to this extent over a man. Like, granted, he had a baby on her. I get that. But we all saw her documentary. I mean, her TV movie, like how she worked hard. She went through ups and downs, everything to get this career. And you're going to let that slip right at the end?
Well,
towards the end of your career?
Lola, what about people deal with things differently? And sometimes you might come across something that you just...
But at what point do you lift yourself up from the bootstraps and say enough is enough?
But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. It works different with some people. The only thing that I can see is that Wendy was in love. I mean, really in love.
But he doesn't love you.
But you know what? She didn't see that. She didn't hear that.
I mean,
she only went with her heart, and she got messed up.
He cheated on you for like 8 years with this woman. He had a baby on you, and you guys are divorced. So at what point are you going to realize that you guys aren't? He don't mess with you on the same level. Like, at what point are you going to love yourself more than you love this man? That's my question.
Well, just because he was cheating doesn't mean he didn't love her. Because as I understand it, it seemed like Wendy was okay with the cheating until the baby came.
You feel like she was okay with the cheating?
Yeah, but she said something in an interview, right? Like she said something like she was okay, but once the baby came, she said, I'll find it somewhere.
That's some insecure BS to me. I'm sorry. Because if you love me, you respect me, you will respect me, and you will not want to hurt me. Do you hear me? And
but do you understand this, Lola? You seem very strong, a strong woman. Not everybody's not everybody's cut from that cloth.
Right, not everybody's cut. Yeah.
That.
And hey Perry, I see you in the back. But here's my thing about it too, is like I also feel like she's towards the end of her career. Like, I don't know. I think it's better to understay your welcome than to overstay. And I feel like right now this is just going to drag out and it's going to leave a lasting mark on her legacy instead of her just leaving on top. Like, if she's really falling apart like this behind the scenes, then she should have made the previous season, her last season, gone out with a bang. I love you guys. Maybe left it open for the future. Maybe she'll come back and do something else. Like, she always said she wanted to be a professor or something like that. Like, I just feel like the way it's been handled, like it's horrible. Like, because those pictures, she looked crazy.
We're filled up backstage again, so let me try to rotate people in. Hi, Ramus, how are you?
How are you?
I want you to start out with the Nene thing. Do you think Nene should come back?
Yeah, I think that she should come back. I think that would be the revival for the show that it needs. Ratings. I think Bravo can get enough sponsors to back this, season, next season coming back. Kind of like what happened with Erica and Sutton, how they kind of started talking. They should do the same with Nene Leakes and Cynthia, where it's contractually obligated to have that on camera.
What about what AT2 said? What if the women start doing their jobs? Because that's what we like to see.
Right, we
and
here to
Yeah,
get
that's what we
paid.
want to see.
Yeah.
We here to get paid. We got to get paid.
We don't want to
right?
see them loving each other.
We got that last season. and
Right,
look where
but
it's at now.
right, but maybe after Nene comes back, right, she's gonna have a storyline. She's gonna have something to say. We don't know if the show's gonna continue after that. This could be the last season and the final season, right? And for that, they need to bring all the OGs back. Kim
They need to
herself
bring
as well.
back Phaedra. I'm telling you, if they bring back Phaedra,
Yeah,
Phaedra gonna bring the mess
Phaedra.
with Candy. Candy has had it way too easy for way too
Yes.
long. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Candy
Yeah.
said
Bring
if
back
Phaedra- she
Miss
said if
Phaedra.
Phaedra reared her head, she's
Yeah.
out the door.
Or
She's
they
already
can just
said.
cut out Candy and just put Phaedra.
There you go,
Yeah.
they can do that
Phaedra
too.
and Nene and
Candy
everybody
Candy,
else
put
would work
Phaedra.
out.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Ramus, on Miss Wendy Williams?
I think that in every crisis there is opportunity. Just like Ellen DeGeneres, right? She's making ratings on her last and final season. I think it's going to be the same strategy for this upcoming season for Wendy. You have to remember this was already backed by sponsors and ad campaigns, right? So they're contractually obligated to have the season out there, whether it's a different guest host, for the beginning of the season, and then she comes back the later half. They still have to put some sort of product out. Do I think her cycle has come to an end? Yes, I think she needs to move forward to the next chapter in her career. Maybe write a book, go on a 2-year hiatus, come back, do something else. But I think this should be her last and final season.
That's
Well,
tough. We all agree with you. We all agree,
And
guys.
Sharrell should take over.
Yeah.
Sharrell should take over.
Yeah, Sharrell, you take over.
I do want to say this because she did remember, I think it was either season 4 or season 5. She had said she never wanted to be on that long. She didn't want to have no 20-year show. She wanted to be.
She did say that.
She wanted to be out by, I think she said before the 20th year. So we're on season 13.
As far as Porsha Williams is concerned, I don't think no one's going to be watching that show. I think it's a market test to see where they can place her at.
Yep.
But if anything, she'll come up with another single like she did. It's going to flatline yet again. I don't think she's got a career in music, right? I think Erica is a way better artist than Porsha Williams. But after you're shaking your ass and twerking for the last 8 seasons of Atlanta, you can't come out with a rebrand and then try to do a family show.
Yeah.
It's just no one's gonna buy it. It's not gonna feel authentic.
So quitting RHOA was a mistake for Porsha?
Yes.
I think it was a mistake without having some sort of book deal or something to continue her next chapter. You just don't quit and then hope for the best in this market test of a docuseries. It's whatever they have going on for her.
Now you're a producer, right?
Yeah.
You're talking like a true producer.
Yeah.
That made sense. Everything you said.
Or
right.
I was even thinking about how she was doing work for social justice reform. Have her do some kind of show around that. I think that would be awesome for her to do. Since like she said, she was saying that it's one of her. She want to use her platform.
You want
to
watch that on a monthly basis?
I'd rather watch that, like something meaningful, than her family-friendly show that nobody cares about.
No one's gonna buy that family-friendly show.
No, I'm gonna just say that to be honest, she probably need to bring Kenya so they can have some kind of conflict. I mean,
her and Kenya take a road trip. We'll watch
maybe after the 1 year non-compete, maybe she can pitch Netflix, Discovery, channel. It can be her, kind of like Zac Efron, how he does different places. Maybe what AT2 is saying, where she goes and maybe does history behind the Black community, along with someone that is more of a serious tone, and she's more like the clown of every episode, and they make it fun. Where there's chemistry on screen. But other than that, no one's gonna want to see her hold a baby on Bravo TV. Let's be honest.
Right.
We really don't.
But Kim's
Ramus,
show lasted so long. Like how?
Thank you, Ramus.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Lola. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Kim's show lasted so long, so you guys don't think Porsha has a chance of lasting at least a couple seasons?
No, Kim should have never lasted that damn long.
They probably gave Kim a show. Well, never mind. I don't want to say that on camera.
And then, real quick, Sharrell, the best of vibes. I went through what you're going through with two of my family members. They're passed on, so I know what you're going through, and I wish you nothing but the best and solace in the near future. I really do.
Thank you.
You all right?
Thank you, Ramus.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
That's-
Ramus.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And
All
Sharrell,
right.
I'm actually going to drop down too if anybody else want to come on. I appreciate you for having me on. This has been fun. Thank you, everybody.
All
See
right.
you. I'll be in the chat.
You be good, my
Okay.
friend.
Take care. Bye. Bye, AT. All right, Lola. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Toodles. Bye, y'all.
Bye,
Bye,
baby.
Lilo. Bye, Andrea. Bye, Sharrell.
But
You all
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Child, I can't break down. Hi, Diva.
Hey,
How do I
Diva.
pronounce your name? Is it Marcel?
Marceline.
Round
What?
Marcine.
Marcine.
Marcline.
Oh, Marcline. I'm
Marcline,
sorry.
Marcline.
I just want to get it correct.
Let's have you sound off first, Diva. Let's start with Wendy.
I live in New Jersey, so I go to the Wendy show every now and then. I go to the talk shows in the city. And I went to her show last before she divorced her husband, and she wasn't doing well then. Her security was holding her up when she did her scene. She does this thing where she gives like the diva fan to somebody that she likes their outfit. When she was standing in the audience, they had to hold her up. So she wasn't doing well then. And then I like to call him her unofficial co-host, Norman. Every time she's looking at the teleprompter, he has to remind her, he has to say, well, oh, that's Nick Cannon on the screen. Oh, that's 50 Cent. He's reminding her of the story she's supposed to be telling the audience about.
Wow.
So unfortunately, she's been going downhill for years now. And it's getting more and more tragic as it went along. Last season, she appeared to look on the screen like she was high, drunk, or both. So they knew she wasn't doing well when she ended last season. Why did they even give her another season? So it was greed on their part. So now they're dealing with the aftermath of their own decision. They should have ended it last season. I feel bad for all the producers and the other people that working on her show, because every time she doesn't show up, they're not working. So now if they have to go ahead and finish out this season, they need to find somebody ASAP. She's not in any type of shape to do a show. And I think in her mind, because if you ever dealt with somebody who has substance abuse, they don't know how bad they are themselves sometimes. So she's probably thinking, I can do this because she has done it high, drunk, and both allegedly before. So she's thinking in her mind, what's the difference now? I'll go there and they'll help me, they'll hold me up, tell me what to say, and I'll get through my show. But she's probably even worse now.
Let me ask you a question. When you went there, had they made the announcement that she was in rehab? Was that?
No, they didn't. They was acting as if nothing is wrong. I think the whole staff already knows they have to protect the story and the narrative. I
What were
mean,
your
like
thoughts?
I said, I think,
What were your thoughts when you were seeing this? What were you thinking? She's high?
Something was truly wrong. It was sad. It was sad and tragic to see. So in the New York area, she was known when she was first in radio as being the shock jock, right? And so because social media wasn't big like that back then when she first started, when she told the story, that's the first time you heard it from her. When she would say something about a celebrity. But the other problem is she didn't know how to pivot. So with social media and with YouTube and people and your channels like yours and everybody else's, y'all tell the story before she did. So then when you would get to her show, it was just a recycled story that we already heard because you heard it on the blogs. So she didn't know how to pivot. And then in addition to that, because so many of the celebrities hated her for telling their business, nobody was really coming on her show. So she would get guests that you'd be like, all right, you didn't really want to see them because she didn't have that relationship with the people. They didn't like her, so they wasn't coming on her show. Every now and then you see a guest that maybe wanted to promote something, but if you watch her show consistently, she didn't really have big guests on that show because nobody wanted to come. So she was losing steam with, her craft because of social media and because there are other avenues that told the story way before she did. And
Right.
then she started to get mean. It was like she would just say things like when Cynthia came up there, she was like, "Oh, I heard you getting fired." It didn't even land well. It just came off as being mean. And she said some other mean things towards the end where people were just like, you know what? Okay, now you're being too much. Then in addition to that, she was hitting on every single guy that came on her show.
What?
And it was
What are we
embarrassing.
talking
It was
about?
embarrassing because she got
And
divorced
women.
from the husband. Every single man that came and sat on that
She was
couch,
thirsty.
she was
She
hitting
was
on
very
them.
thirsty.
She was like, "You want to go out to dinner? You
No.
want to?"
Yes.
It was disgusting. I was sitting home embarrassed watching her. I'm like, "This is too much. They need to help her." It was ridiculous. It was sad to watch.
It
And I'm
was.
just like, she doesn't even know how she's coming across. And that's the other thing. You can be a friend and tell somebody something, but if they're not ready to hear it, and a lot of people that they do substance abuse, they don't hear you. It's not until they're ready to get help that they go get help. So there
Exactly.
probably are people talking to her, but if she's not ready, she's not ready. But
You're right.
towards the end, last season, her show was just straight embarrassing. It was sad to watch. So why did they even give her a contract for this season? It's
Well,
beyond me.
Marlene, what's your thoughts on what Dee was saying? She's
Well,
dropping some.
I kind of agree with you, but I think bringing Wendy back would be bad for the network, but good for Wendy. Because I notice every time they go on a break, she comes back. That's when the drugs and everything. She's lonely. She don't have a friend. She lost her husband. Her son is out in college. She lost her mother. She's a lonely woman. And then when you are lonely, you turn to drugs.
But
So
what
I think
about what
it was kind of
She
therapy.
was
Diva
doing it
saying?
though on the show though. She was
Yeah,
doing
what
it while
about
she was
what
on the
Diva
show.
saying?
She was drunk and high on the show.
Well, that's when she had Kevin to keep her together, though. Kevin was keeping
No,
her
I'm talking
together
about
all
after
along.
he left though. Right,
She
before,
doesn't have
before
him
that he
now.
was keeping her together. But once
Yeah,
he
so
left,
after
he
he
was
left,
still
everything
coming to
fell
work.
apart.
And
Yeah,
that's
she
why
so,
DJ
so the show wasn't
Booth
helping
left
her.
too. Yeah,
The
that's
show
why.
wasn't helping her.
I think the show is helping her because we notice every time she goes on that break, that's when she breaks.
So that's when she gets worse.
Right.
But what I'm
Because
saying to
she
you
lose
is she's
control.
doing it while she's on the show.
The show
And
night.
I equate her situation to, you know how they said with Bobby and Whitney, and they kept saying, "Oh, Bobby was the problem."
And it was
It's
really
the
Whitney.
symbol of her. Wendy Williams and her husband is the same. A lot of people were saying he was a problem, and he was a different type of problem, but at least he was saving her from the way she's appearing to be right now. So he was helping her in that sense, like he was saving her. It's tragic and it's sad to watch, but she doesn't need a show. She needs rehab,
So
and
he
she
was,
needs extensive rehab,
I
And
and
that's
she
agree.
what
needs
DJ
to
Booth.
not come out until she is wholeheartedly better.
I
And
agree
then
though.
maybe she could come back to a show. But I'm gonna be honest with you, she got to learn how to pivot because she has to move up
What
to the
kind of
current
pivot are
time.
you talking about?
Oh, to the current time. She cannot still do these same things that she's doing on her show because she's behind in the news. Like I said, we already heard her story on the blogs, and then she's regurgitating it on her show the next day, and we already heard it 24 to 48 hours before she talks about it. So it's nothing new.
All right,
Can I
really
feel- can I
quickly,
say one
what do you
thing?
think about Nene coming back?
I think, like AT2 said, right, that her coming back right now, first of all, reality TV is built off of messiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to feel bad to be messy with Nene because of what she just went through. So I don't know what her storyline could be, and if everybody's going to be real sensitive to her because of the situation, which would be understandable, but that's not what
But
reality
if
TV is built
Nene
on.
doesn't come back, this show needs saving.
It does need saving. And here's the thing. I think it's a big mistake for Porsha not to come back. And I think if she did Real Housewives of Atlanta, then her show would gain more traction because people would be loving her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then they'll continue to maybe watch her on her show. And that's where Kim Zolciak messed up. She thought she was so big and bad that she left Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that's why her show flopped. If she would have stayed on both, I think she would have popped on RHOA, and then it would have dragged the audience to see more on her own show. And I think that's what Porsha should do. They're going to fail without Porsha because if you think about it, the last at least 7 seasons rolled off of Porsha back. Even though this season that just passed flopped, it was only halfway saved because of Porsha and that whole Bolo situation. Before that, it was Porsha and Dennis that saved the show. You know, that whole scandal with Dennis, they engaged, they're not engaged, they having little baby Pilar. So it was all of that. And I also think that I think Simon is not going to pop like if she was with Dennis. I think if Porsha was with Dennis and they was having a spinoff, it'd be a whole different popping going on versus what's going to go on with
Are
her.
you saying Simon's boring? That's what you're saying.
Pretty much.
He may be boring, but he a whole too. So I mean, hey, he going from RHOA, he going from Fallon to Porsha, so he going from Porsha to her show. So hey, he a whole too.
But I don't think they're going to address that. They want to come off as we this cute little family that just we get married, we merge into cultures. Get out of here. They, you know, give us the realness. And
they're not going to talk about Simon and him not being as rich as they say. Have you heard that rumor?
I've heard that.
Corey, what are your thoughts on Porsha? Did she mess up?
Porsha is so stupid. I thought she had learned her lesson from what Cordell or whatever her beard's name was, allegedly. You do not let a man sweet talk you out of making a huge bag. She quit Ricky Smiley. Dumb.
Yeah. And she was getting back off of that.
He just sold that house that him and that child was in.
Are you calling Fallon a child?
Yeah, because she acts like a child.
She does.
She's a child.
She's a child. Corey, I'm glad you're shy.
Well, I'm making up for the last time I was on. I didn't have a chance to talk.
What are your thoughts on Wendy Williams?
I think Wendy is over. She needs, like everybody said, she needs intensive therapy. If not for her career is done. She's done. She might as well retire. She needs to come up out of whatever this is. She's been an insecure person her entire life. Her mama.
So you're saying you think that Kevin's part of the problem, but she has deep insecurities before you get to Kevin part?
Before she met Kevin. But she knew Kevin was a cheater from the get-go. He cheated on her from day one. So she knew this was coming up. I don't know what made her think it would be different. I don't want to be mean about Wendy because she has mental health problems and she has a disease. But what I'm trying to say is she has to take care of herself. She done made enough money. She got plenty of money to live out the rest of her golden girl years. Plenty money. If she don't smoke it up.
Oh God, Corey, I can't handle.
I'm just being real. She has plenty of money to pay for her son's education and to keep her in the lifestyle that she's come accustomed to. That. But what needs to happen is they're gonna probably Jerry O'Connell gonna come and take over the season, and then that's gonna be it. She's not gonna come back. She can't come back. She will kill herself.
Exactly.
Yeah. He can't come either though, because he's on he's on another show. And he was the worst when he did fill in anyway.
I have to agree with that because it's like when a celebrity like him or Nick Cannon come on, they don't really talk about the celebrities. Like
Jerry O'Connell is not a celebrity. He's a D-lister.
Oh.
Oh my God, Corey!
He's a D-lister. I mean, come on. What, to tell the truth, Nick Cannon is a D-lister, really.
Well, yeah, because he used to be on Nickelodeon and all that.
No, if it wasn't for Mariah,
he wouldn't be waiting.
I don't think he would have all these opportunities that he's having. Even though he's talented, but his mouth gonna get him in trouble. His little talk show ain't gonna last long either.
You're right.
And Wendy and Nene should never go back. She should never go back. She should never go back to Bravo. She's never going to be like a LVP who will get the kind of deal that she needs. She could feature the Lanithia. That's popping off like gangbusters. But she's not going to get the right deal. And Porsha doing a social justice thing. I love AT2, but no. That's not the game either, because Bravo don't care about its audience of color. You can see by the shows that they put on about their audience of color. They're trash. And they're not really getting the culture and the richness of each person of color, the culture of each
individual.
You know what I'm trying to say, y'all. I'm trying to be politically correct when I'm saying it.
Thank you. All right, you guys. Let me go ahead and bring in up Gabor. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate the call.
All right, love y'all.
Bye, ladies.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Love you guys.
Here. Okay.
I'm here for you if you need me. Call me.
Okay. Take care. All right. Thank you, Diva. You had a good point of view.
Yes, I love her point.
All right, guys. Let's Gabor, go ahead and call in. There he is. What's up?
Hey, Gabor.
What's good?
We thought you were busy, so I didn't call you. I'm so sorry. And Perry said he was tired.
It's okay.
Start off really quick, Gabor, because we already been on an hour. What are your thoughts on Wendy?
You know, I think it's time for Nene. I think it's time for Wendy to go. You know, they had gave her that 6-year extension. She was forgetting the hot topics. She didn't know what she was talking about. I heard what Great Hair Diva said. She was forgetting what was going on the show. She was getting the stories wrong. Even with the Atlanta Housewives, she didn't even know who was doing what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you could, I don't know if she was using, but I think that she just got too comfortable with a 6-year extension. And I really don't think that they should extend her contract.
Well, Gabor, what about what Raymond said? Contracts are already in place. People have to make a living. They're all set to go.
I mean, she can stay until 2022. That's when the contract is into 2022. But after that, you know, I guess they're gonna get a show to Norman because he was feeding Wendy the topics anyway.
Yeah.
He was the host. I mean, might as well.
But I understand what the guy said. But you know what? You look at the whole situation. How come Wendy help them? She can't even help a doggone self. She don't know if she's going. She don't know if it's day or night.
Nope.
And Gray Hair Diva was absolutely correct. Every man that came on the show, Wendy was flirting with him, and it was she even flirted with the brat, and it was cringe.
Oh my God!
Yes, she did. I forgot about that. She sure did.
She was even trying to throw that puss on the brat.
What are your thoughts, Gabor, on Nene? I think she needs to come back.
What happened with Nene?
The rumor is that she's gonna come back, and I think it's a good idea. But people are saying because of the loss of Greg, she's too in a vulnerable position to come back.
Nene need her own show.
She do.
She need her own show. If we're gonna talk about the law, you know, it needs to be a show about Nene rebuilding her life after Greg. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to get over that. You know, something related to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she don't. Atlanta will be a step down for her. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is a huge storyline. This is something. It would be nice to see how she's dealing with that. Yeah. And, you know, I'm hoping I sound negative me saying that, but I don't want her to be on the show with these other girls and she really grieving. You know,
you're right.
She's gonna have the cameras following her. Yeah, if she's gonna have the cameras following her, it needs to be her by herself.
Right. It can be series, you know, just a mini thing.
Yeah. She needs a 6 to 8 documentary or whatever they call it. And then last, Gabor, what are your thoughts on Porsha? Did she mess up by quitting for this stupid family show she wants to be full-time?
I don't think she messed up. You know, I hate to see Porsha go. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with Porsha, but I wish her nothing but love, peace, and happiness. I think that it was a great decision for Porsha because the show is on its way down. You know what I'm saying? And she left while it was hot.
Thank you, Liliana. I appreciate the super chat. So you're saying Liliana, you don't think that they could save this season of Atlanta?
I think that she left at the right time. She left before the train, before the Underground Railroad. She left before the train. She left the train right in time. She got off the train right in time. Right. I don't think that they should. It's getting old, and it's not just Atlanta. Maybe it is Atlanta. We know these girls already. You know what I'm saying? We know what to expect from them. Candy ain't gonna do nothing. Kenya gonna be mean. You know what I'm saying? Sonya Richards. You know, I don't just think. I think the show's not gonna be good.
Yeah,
Well,
because Bravo said if season 14, if none of them actually come through, they're scrapping every last one of them, and they're bringing new people. But I think they should do this for 14. Keep one recognizable housewife, and bring more.
who would be the one, Canelo?
I hate to say this, but
Yeah.
Kenya? But and then bringing all new housewife. I don't know.
And I love Kenya, but we expect the same stuff from her. We know what I'm saying. I love Kenya, but it's going to be the same old thing. You know what I'm saying? It's too toxic. We may need some new girls. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Porsha left right in time. I don't think that her show is going to be a success by herself. You know what I'm saying? But she left right in time.
Right, and that's what Bravo
Hey,
said.
Vanessa. Yeah, she left right in time. Porsha left right in time. I mean, it's good that she's trying to get her own show. Who knows? It may pop, but I don't see it popping. You know what I'm saying? She has a fan base, but I don't think the fan base will follow her just like they didn't do with Monique. You know what I'm saying? They didn't follow her with the Not So Lazy Mom stuff. They haven't bought one candle.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to bring up one more call because my mods are on a time schedule. One more, and then I'm sorry, Bex. Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hey, DW Beauty.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Sound off. Let's start with Wendy really quick. What are your thoughts?
I think she needs to go. I really do. I'm sorry, but she was hitting on that DJ. Allegedly.
Boof.
You know, I just noticed like she was changing the last few years. Like she needs to go.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that because
What's up, Perry?
What's up?
Perry.
I wanted to answer you, DW. They was talking about DJ Boo.
You're echoing.
What's up?
They were saying that he left the show because he came out was telling the truth how Wendy was spiraling, and he told everybody on Instagram, "You're gonna see it," and by damn, he's telling the truth because she's spiraling out of control. And like I told Sharrell, I stopped watching it because she had become increasingly embarrassing last season. I stopped after the second month she was on. I stopped watching.
Yep.
Beauty, what are your thoughts on Nene? I think she should come back.
I love Nene. For me, she is the queen. However, I just think I agree with Gabor. She needs her own show. She's in a different phase in her life. She doesn't need that drama. I don't know. I just think she needs her own show.
Yeah. And did Porsha make the right move by quitting?
No.
Why?
Because I think, unfortunately, Simon, I think he's trying to control her, honestly.
You think Simon is controlling Porsha?
A little bit. Because
what makes you say this?
Because he's making her quit her jobs. I mean, I think he's making her quit her jobs.
You think he's making her quit?
I do. Yes.
Well, why do you think that? Because did you see that when he brought the wedding ring for her? It seems like she's the one being the aggressor.
I just think he's maybe putting seeds in her head to leave. I think she should just at least kept one thing going, like the radio show she was doing or something. I think she should have kept something. I know she has other businesses. I just don't think I agree with what Corey said. She's like letting go of the bag when she should have just hold on to more. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because what he did to Fallon, she had to move out. Allegedly, what she said was she had to move out. She had nothing. She had to have him buy a townhouse or rent a house for a couple of months for her. I just see it going bad, personally, me, in the future.
Well, listen, she had another man.
Carrie, don't.
But he was broke. No.
Oh, my bad.
It's too late. It's too late for you to start being messy, okay?
I'm gonna miss Porsha a lot, though. I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah.
I want you to do me a favor, Beauty. Please pray for Miss Wendy Williams.
I will.
Because this is bad.
She was kind of getting on my nerves, though. I'm sorry, but I am gonna pray for her. I know she was, but because she was being mean. She was being mean, but I'm gonna pray for her because it's the substances,
Yeah.
And that part I get to, but life is short, nobody's perfect. And, she could have used her mouth verbally, said things, but it's not like she killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I just wish her the best. I think she needs time off. Or she's the icon. At a certain point in your career, you get to figure out when to leave.
Yeah.
And for Wendy, I think it's time. Not because the show is no good, but it's time. You need time to yourself.
Yeah.
You can't dedicate your whole life to one business and then
thank you, Will.
Pass away off that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at with that.
Will says, Vegas in the building. Love you, Sharrell. Also, Gabor, you make me and my partner laugh so much. Or
yeah, there's nothing wrong with him.
Make me
There's
laugh.
nothing wrong with
Maybe
him.
he meant
Ain't nothing
it.
wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
All right. Thank you so much, Beauty. Are you a first time caller?
Yes, I am. Thank you for
so
letting
much
me
for
in.
calling
Love
in.
you guys so
And
much.
call
All right,
again.
you take care, dear. Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know what it is. I was trying to give you guys the night off, but you guys had something to say. Did you speak your piece, Gabor?
Yeah, I really wish the best for Wendy, but it's time for her to go. I don't know who's gonna take that spot. You know,
Nobody.
I don't really see. I really don't see a man taking that spot. You know what I'm saying? It would have to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because only women can get away being messy as Wendy was. You know,
right?
But Gray Hair Diva had a point. You know what I'm saying? When you have when news drop. You know what I'm saying? We have access to YouTube, but we could push a button in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Wendy got to wait way to the next day at 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? To feed the story, and maybe she might got as many more followers than people do on YouTube that watch her channels, or another age gap, but it's late already. You know what I'm saying? She's not really breaking stories no more like she used to. A lot of people was just listening in to get her opinion. You know. And she wasn't even really dragging people like she used to.
Yeah. Also, guys, let's not just pray for Wendy. Let's not forget Nene Leakes is going through probably one of the worst times in her life. And sometimes when you appear strong, people forget about that. She's probably struggling too, but she has a better chance of
coming through,
going to the next new chapter with her new chapter.
Right. I mean, sometimes when you go through that stuff, I mean, you get to have something to occupy your time to keep you from thinking about the tragedy. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, you just get to have it. I mean, my brother, my father, you get to have that time. If you stay busy, it helps a lot. And Sharrell, I would say, prayers out to Wendy, prayers out to Nene, and prayers out to both of your cousins.
Oh, Sharrell.
Love you a lot.
Yeah, we're here for you, baby.
That's it.
And we love you so much.
We do.
And we're going to be here for
stop.
you. So.
Just stop. Thank you. I love you. We're a team.
Yeah.
Chat, what are you doing, Perry?
Well, no. I'm sorry. I just wanted to give it substance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's real life, and we don't really.
I'm not the only one.
I get it. No. I'm saying people in the chat, we all go through the same things. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I wanted to thank you all for supporting the channel. You don't have to, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Boys, thank you for jumping on Gabor and Perry. Y'all are all of us. Canelo. I wanted to thank everyone in the chat for your thoughts and being so, opinionated. And it's time to let my mods go to bed. They ride hard.
They tired.
Yeah. Thank you guys, mods. Sorry I keep going on so late. I wanted to get the story out because I don't know where I'm going to be the next couple of days.
Stop it.
All right.
I'm talking to the dog.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. And let's say goodbye on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.